bottle tonight. Red wine to rerun all our memories right. It's just a matter of time before your cheeks turn into peaches and the stars realign. Another glass of wine to find the diamonds in your eyes, darling. Another glass of wine, you know it's time. 3, 2, 1. We're counting shooting stars on the side of my bed, and now your lips tattooed on the side of my neck. Another glass won't kill you, right? Gladly she replies. You got me running circles inside my head.
Nice. Spending time with yourself is nice, guys. I tend to be the type of person that gets really stressed out when I'm with other people. It's always because I'm just trying to like take care of their needs, and I'm always wondering if they're okay or not. Oftentimes it makes hanging out with others, even though it should be enjoyable, like a really burdensome activity. It's really hard for me to figure out what my own needs and wants are when I am spending time with other people. And so I think when I spend time with myself, just like now in this kind of setting, I can really just do whatever the frick I want without feeling any sort of guilt or burden. If I want to take a picture next to the Hollywood sign, I will. If I want to record this scene, I will. If I want to stop and take a rest here, I will. And I don't have to worry about other people saying anything or thinking anything, or I don't know, just I don't have to worry about burdening others, you know? I can just be me, do whatever I want, be whoever I want, feel however I want, and just live however I want. I'm terrified, y'all. It's steep. I made it. I made it. And I didn't die. Whew. I made it. I made it. Oh my gosh, hell yeah. Look at that. There's like no rim whatsoever. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So I am going to eat watermelon and talk to you guys. Nothing really led me to take an impromptu trip to go hiking at the Hollywood sign by myself, besides my crippling existential crisis and sudden onslaught of immense loneliness from living in an apartment by myself. Yeah, it's definitely a change because I mean, I've always had a roommate, but the funny thing is, I feel like I've always been perpetually alone ever since I was a kid. Just the way like everything happened in my family, you know, my dad passing away at a really young age, me moving across the whole entire world to China by myself. I'm pretty aware most of the time of how I'm usually just away from family members or people I can count on or trust, and it's been like that ever since I was a kid, and it's still like that now living in, you know, Los Angeles by myself. Like, I'm aware of this loneliness, but I'm like, I don't really know anything besides it, if that makes sense. Oftentimes I think about how like family to me is just me and my mom. I just think about how if anything were to happen to her, I would be, I don't even know if like an orphan is the right way to say it because I'm already like, I'm almost 25, guys, but I would have nobody, no close extended family members, aunts, uncles, anyone. It's just me and my mom in like this big gigantic world, and usually my mom is just not here with me like in proximity, and we've been really used to that, like just growing up, you know. I just lived in so many people's houses that weren't my own, and just I felt like a foster child a big majority of my life, to be honest. I think that guilt of like not exactly experiencing like, you know, being truly orphaned or truly fostered is like keeping me away from like admitting that I feel this immense loneliness. I was born in like a middle to high income family. I, you know, went to USC. I have so many privileges. So I struggle to like acknowledge that there are some parts of my experiences, especially in my childhood, that probably were not very privileged. I think because of that, I've always just been very anxious and very scared of not having a safety net. I want to do everything on my own and be able to do everything on my own, because that way, you know, I don't need to count on others, and, you know, if they can't do it, then, you know, I wouldn't be impacted and I wouldn't be hurt. I guess all of this is to say that I've always been very independent and I've always been very lonely. I think that's just my experience and just how I was raised. But living alone has really brought all of this to the forefront. It's kept me scared, I guess. I have grown to be very independent, very resilient, very self-motivated, but there's also a part of me that's just like really desperate and scared. And I think that part of me is just 8-year-old me, just still wanting some sort of care and guidance and help from somebody, you know? All of that kind of just gets really, really loud, especially when I'm living alone by myself in the city. I've never been alone, but I'm always lonely. And I think now that I have my own place, I'm always alone, and I'm also still always lonely. I mean, it's okay to be alone, like being alone is fine, but I think feeling lonely is something that you can work on and build yourself just by healing your relationship with yourself, doing things that you enjoy, listening to what your wants and needs are, and just like listening to yourself and giving yourself acknowledgement when you are struggling with things and when things are hard. The more I can come to terms with that and not shy away from the fact that, yeah, like maybe I have been lonely like my whole entire life, and just accept that and try and heal that part of myself, the more mature I can grow and the more independent and I think the wiser I will become. So yeah, this chapter of my life is about confronting my deepest, scariest feelings of loneliness and just coming to terms with it in my own space and at my own pace. That rhymes. But yeah, so that's what I'll be doing. It's important to look inwards when you feel just something is not right with yourself. Just look inwards and figure out what you truly want. If nobody else were to interfere, if you're not thinking about anybody else's impact or what anyone else would say, what do you truly want? Sometimes it's just as simple as going for a hike and eating watermelon afterwards. Everything is all right in the world, and everything is going pretty good. So you're like, I gotta get engaged, bro. I gotta get married.
So yeah, you know, like.
Alright, I guess it's happening. I've never seen your dog.
I've never had him at USC.
Don't worry, be happy. Just do what you love and enjoy life.